Episode 2, Lila. The cadets whispered before she ever spoke. Too calm, too small, too ordinary. They had expected a legend to announce itself. 8 years in the Colonial Marines, multiple combat theaters, close quarters certifications stamped in red. Yet, the woman standing in front of them didn't pace, didn't posture, didn't raise her voice. Lila simply waited. That made them uneasy. Observe. The Colonial Defense Academy trained officers, tacticians, and specialists for conflicts humanity hadn't fully mapped yet. Alien environments, unfamiliar adversaries, chaos as policy. Most instructors started by asserting dominance. Lila did not. She observed. She watched which cadets leaned forward and which leaned back. Who scanned the room unconsciously? Who fidgeted when silence stretched too long? Who smirked? Who checked exits without realizing they were doing it? She noted breathing patterns, attention span, ego. After 30 seconds, she knew who would survive a real engagement and who would freeze, waiting for permission. Orient. Lila didn't teach techniques first. She taught orientation. Hand-to-hand combat, she said evenly, is not about strength. Tactical movement is not about speed. CQB is not about aggression. She let that sit. They're about clarity under compression. Her experience hadn't been forged in clean simulations. It had been shaped by narrow corridors, bad intel, and teammates bleeding quietly so panic wouldn't spread. She understood something most species never learned. Humans do not excel because they are violent. They excel because they adapt, identify under pressure. Pain becomes information. Fear becomes fuel. Stillness becomes a weapon. Her students were trained to seek control. Lila trained them to function without it. Decide. She decided to strip away illusion early. No theatrics, no war stories for entertainment, no false confidence. You will fail here, she told them, repeatedly, on purpose. A ripple of discomfort moved through the room. If failure scares you, leave now. The battlefield doesn't care about your self-image. No one moved. Good. Act. She brought them to the mat, not to demonstrate dominance, but inevitability. One cadet volunteered, strong, athletic, confident. She dismantled him in under 5 seconds. No brute force, no flourish. Just timing, leverage, and awareness of human reflexes under stress. She reset him gently. Again. Each repetition stripped another assumption away. By the end, the room was silent, not from fear, but recalibration. They were learning what humans do best when trained properly. They learn fastest when losing. Expansion. Outside the academy, Lila lived a quieter life. Her husband Daniel was still active in the Colonial Defense Special Forces, deployed more often than home. Dangerous missions that required silence even between spouses. They didn't dramatize it. They trained for separation the way others trained for combat. Their sons, Evan and Cage, 9 and 6, knew routines, not fear. Awareness drills disguised as games. Calm conversations instead of bedtime lies. Lila never told them the world was safe. She taught them how to be safe within it. That distinction mattered. Realization moment. Weeks later, something shifted. The cadets stopped rushing, stopped posturing, stopped narrating their own heroism. They began observing first. They learned that speed without perception gets you killed, that emotion unmanaged spreads faster than fire, that discipline isn't restriction, it's freedom under pressure. They realized too late what most opponents always do. Humans don't need perfect conditions. They prepare for imperfect ones. Consequence. Lila wasn't the academy's loudest instructor. She wasn't the most feared. But when simulations went wrong, when systems failed, when plans collapsed, when stress overloaded decision making, her students performed better. They didn't panic. They adapted. The data confirmed it. So did survival rates. The close. Lila didn't train warriors. She trained responsible humans. Because violence without awareness is chaos. And awareness without discipline is hesitation. Humans win not by overpowering reality, but by meeting it calmly, eyes open, breath steady. That's why they're underestimated and why they endure. Lila.